Avoir. Hey everybody, I'm doing a little introduction today separate from our recorded episode. In the previous episode Laurie and I did, we talked about the strangest places where we've ever been asked dog training questions, and Laurie shared a really funny story. We had a couple of trainers chime in and let us know some different scenarios that they found themselves in. Those places include the dentist, which is always a weird one because when you're in that dentist chair, you are a captive audience. Had a lot of doctor's appointments, parties, weddings, and funerals. These are all places that fellow dog trainers have been and engaged in conversations with random dog owners who had questions about their dogs and were looking for some training advice, which is not uncommon. I think once people find out that you work with animals, they're very quick to engage. It's a common ground that we have, right, with people that we don't know so well. But the message that I wanted to send to our listeners this morning is if you do have questions about your dog, reach out to a trainer, book a class, because trainers spend their lives learning about this stuff and learning about what works. So if you have questions, it's always cool to talk to another enthusiast, but with my whole heart, I ask you, please reach out to a trainer, book a class. Try to do the work and get those results. It will greatly enhance the relationship that you have with your dog. So without any further ado, our episode with Megan. Do you want to do the introduction today?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, everybody, welcome back to another episode of FitPet Boston Talks. My name is Leah Lodato, and I am the host of the show. Today, I am joined by my spouse, Laurie.
Hello.
And our friend, Megan.
Hello.
Thank you so much, Megan, for being willing to join us and talk a little bit about your dog training journey.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. These are my favorite episodes to record, an owner interview. Super fun. Before we get started talking about Megan and her dog, Luca, I wanted to say thank you to you, the listener, for tuning into the show. I know that our attention gets pulled in about a million different directions these days. So if you have kept up with the project, thank you for tuning in. Historically, this podcast has interviewed local Boston area dog handling professionals. I have had the great pleasure and blessing of sitting with folks that I don't know very well, but are pretty darn good at what they do. And we've built up a nice little network over the years. When I am not doing that, which unfortunately I don't get the chance to do as many interviews as I would like to do, Laurie and I will sit down and just go through a bunch of different topics relating to dogs. We are both dog trainers. I primarily am a dog walker. We work in the greater Boston area, and we are both involved in a variety of different dog sports and activities with our own personal dogs. So, do we have a life outside of dogs?
No.
Barely.
Megan's like, do you want to hang out? Can't. Can't. Do you want to go for a walk with the dog? Yep, I can fit that in. Yep.
Yes, so when Megan and Laurie hang out, because you guys have become pretty close friends, I would say, they go on dog walks, which is exactly what we just did on this snowy Sunday morning here in New England.
Beautiful.
Yes, picturesque.
It's a winter wonderland.
Mm-hmm. I was supposed to have a private lesson out in Metro West today, but when I woke up and I saw that it was sleeting, I was like, ugh, I don't want to drive all the way out there on this, so I had to reschedule. But I was bummed about that because we've been making really good progress with that situation. So we opted to go on a woods walk. We had Luca, Buddha, and Raven.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fun. Okay, icebreaker question, just to get started.
Ooh, okay.
It is the holiday season. Merry and bright. All the things. Jingle bells.
Oh, no.
Look, I got my jingle bell. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody.
Production values high.
Laurie, what is your favorite Christmas cookie?
The rainbow cookie.
Is it?
Not because.
I thought that was just because we were talking about this morning.
No, that is my favorite.
Rainbow cookie, okay.
Yeah, but that's like a novelty. I could go for a chocolate chip cookie.
That's not a Christmas. That's not a holiday cookie. A rainbow cookie is where it's at.
The rainbow cookie it is.
But who has time to make those things?
Apparently, Andrea's cousin, Lisa. You have to make 3 different cakes, get some homemade raspberry jam up in that piece, slap it all together with a layer of chocolate on the top.
I know.
Oh, man, as a tiny fat kid, all day. You can only eat one layer at a time.
No, I eat the whole thing. I like it when they're in little cubes and I can just pop them in.
I feel like you're violent. Like a bit at a time. Like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
No. I like a bakery rainbow cookie. Because I don't feel bad eating them. Like if I eat one that I know somebody labored over, I have a little remorse. But if it's like from Roma's and I know that they made a big batch of them and they're a bakery, I love that. Wolf them down. What's your favorite Christmas cookie? Do you even eat sugar?
Not much.
Not much sugar. Okay.
Not much.
So if you were to have a treat.
Yeah, what's your go-to snack? Treat.
Peanut butter cups.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually making peanut butter cookies with a Reese's peanut butter cup in the middle for my cookie swap at book club.
There you go.
You have a cookie swap.
At one of my book clubs.
How many book clubs you got?
2, potentially 3.
Cookie swap. I've never been involved in a cookie swap.
What?
Never.
Okay, so Megan's doing a sugar cookie with a Reese's cup.
It is a peanut butter cookie with a mini Reese's peanut butter cup stuck in the middle. Delicious.
I used to make those back in the day.
Delicious.
That does sound delicious.
Mm-hmm.
My mom makes my favorite Christmas cookie. She has this really old recipe, and she has a very old cookie press. Have you ever seen one with the grinding thing at the end of it, and it shoots out like a tube in a shape?
No shit.
Yeah, so she makes these little wreaths, and they are cream cheese cookies.
Ooh.
So they're cream cheese cookies. They're not super duper sweet, but very flavorful. She used to put green dye in the dough, but she stopped doing that because food dyes. And so she will put a little bit of like red sprinkles on top, and then she puts those little red, I'm sure it has food dye in it, but she does it anyway. Those little cinnamon, those little cinnamon little candies, yeah, as like as the bow on the wreath. Oh, I could eat 100 of those. They are so delicious.
That's right. I remember you like those.
Oh, they're just delicious. I need to get, that's one heirloom recipe that I need to get from her. But I mean, she slaves over those things. She's putting the dough inside the press and, doing it all. And she gets so mad because they're gone in like 5 seconds because the kids love them too.
All that work.
All that, exactly. That's why I feel bad about the rainbow cookies if I know somebody made them and I come along and just eat 5 of them. And they slaved over them.
It's their choice to make it.
I know.
I can actually feel myself getting violent when I have to cook. Like I cook and it's fine, but there are some nights where I'm like, because I just don't want to do it. I think I prepped food for, I don't know, an hour, just cutting up vegetables and roasting them. Ate dinner in 10 minutes.
Yep.
And then the dishes and the pans.
The life of an adult.
Sucks.
Last night we got fed up and we just made all the protein that we're going to have for the whole week at once.
Yep. I mean, I don't have time for that. By the time, at nighttime, you're exhausted. And if there's nothing there.
I was baking Luca's chicken with gloves on.
Because you're a vegetarian.
Yes. Trying to not touch anything. I was gross. Bleach everywhere.
Oh, yeah. And when Leah's done, I bleach everything.
Yeah, I make a mess. I'm not going to lie. I'm not disgusting or anything like that when I'm making food for the dogs, but I do have it in the back of my mind that it's for the dogs, and the preparation is different, right? I'm just mixing everything all together. It's not like when we're making food for ourselves and be like, oh, here's my little piece of steak I'm going to go put on the grill. When I'm making food for the dogs, like, here's 20 pounds of raw chicken quarter.
Yes.
And it's a lot.
I wear gloves when I make food.
I do too.
For anyone. For
I
people.
do too. If I'm touching
dogs.
meat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have a theory about gloves.
Oh.
And your dad agrees
No glove,
with me
no
too.
love.
Your dad agrees with me too. I think that sometimes when you're wearing gloves and you're preparing food, you're actually less sanitary because you are protected. Your hands are protected, so you touch something and then you'll touch something else.
Not
Whereas
me.
if
Change the gloves.
Not me.
Well, if I'm wearing gloves, I just wash them. I wash my hands with the gloves on because I know that there's cross-contamination. Whereas if I'm working with my bare hands and they feel gross, I immediately go over and wash them. So I think it depends on your personality, but I don't usually wear gloves. But my fingernails are also like super duper short. I take my jewelry off, everything. Yeah. So anyway, Megan has gone down the home cooked journey with her dog Luca, making some cooked food for him. I'm sure that we will get into that in a minute. All right. So, Megan, do you just want to talk a little bit about you and your dog, whatever you're comfortable sharing with us? I know that a podcast can be tough, right? Because you don't know who's going to hear it. But I think that your training journey has been not unique. I think that there are a lot of people like you that get a big, powerful breed of a dog, and then you want them to be well behaved. And you kind of quickly realize that 4 private classes is not going to do the trick. Right?
Absolutely.
And so,
Absolutely.
So we've been training together for quite some time.
Yes.
And we do a lot of fun stuff together. But if you want to start from the beginning and tell us a little bit about your dog and about yourself and what you do for fun together and what you've learned along the way.
Okay. So I had a French Mastiff and I also had a St. Bernard in the past. And Luca is my first Great Dane. I feel like I did do my research on the breed prior. I thought I did. And I read Gentle Giant, Good with Kids. So I had this dream of having this therapy dog who I'd bring to nursing homes around children. And then I got Luca, and he had other plans for that. He's great, but I wasn't expecting him to... I guess I wasn't expecting him to be quite as powerful as he really is and as strong as he is. And where I'd had giant breeds in the past, I thought I was ready for it. And I guess I wasn't as sure. So luckily, Lori started training with us at 9 weeks, and I have to say he is a very well-behaved dog. He's very good he's sweet. He's a really good guy. Crate training was a huge game changer for me.
How so? Can you talk a little bit
Sure.
about that?
He, my St. Bernard, I gave up crate training in like a week because he didn't like it, and I wasn't working with a trainer, so I didn't know. And with Luca, I really stuck it out, and because of that, he's never been destructive. I leave him home alone now. He never does, and there's no destructive behavior.
Wait, how old is he? When did you let him out of the crate, and how'd you go about that? Other parents might want to know.
Okay, so I had him in the crate at night, I would say until about maybe 9 or 10 months. And my big reason for that was I didn't want him jumping off the bed because I have a client who has a Great Dane, and he jumped off their couch and broke his growth plate in his foot. So mine was more of a place of concern. I wanted him to be big enough to be able to jump up and down safely. So I took him out of the crate at night, probably around 9 or 10 months, but I continued to keep him in the crate when I left the house, probably until a few months ago, and started off very slow, small bits, like a half hour to the supermarket or a quick drive around, and would come back. I did not have a camera. I know a lot of people do that. I thought it would actually create more anxiety for me if I was at somewhere and I couldn't get home and saw him misbehaving. There's not much I could do. But he's been great, and now I can leave him for hours, and he's wonderful. I still have the crates up in case of if someone is coming to the house to do work, or like one day they had the sprinkler guys at my house and they were setting off the fire alarms, and he just put himself in there. He's not afraid of loud noises, but I think it was so much noise, and he it's his safe space. He does not look at it as a bad thing. Now, if I tell him, get in your bed, he goes right into it. He doesn't mind it, but that's been really helpful. My St. Bernard ate my couch, ate my rug, ate pillows.
Like literally ate it?
Literally ate it. I had to replace my couch. I was hoping I would not have to do that with Luca. I have not. This is a new couch. And he's been great. So the crate was a huge game changer for me. I know a lot of people have different feelings on that. He has never destroyed anything. He doesn't counter surf. He's just been really good. And I think working with you guys on a more weekly basis, check-ins all the time. I mean, I couldn't have done this without you two. You've been such a huge support for me, and I'm so grateful to both of you.
You don't have to fluff our pillows.
You know I mean it. You know I mean it. You guys have walked me through many tears, but I think working, and I say this truly, like working with a trainer has made a huge difference. Luca is a really, really good dog. I trust him my only issue, as both of you know, is he can fire off at dogs on leash. And where he weighs the same as me, and like the e-collar, the pinch collar, those things he's just so powerful. So that would probably be my only thing I'd say. And a lot of that comes from me. That stems from me. I tense up when I see a dog, and then he reacts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think overall, we just went on a walk today. We passed a couple of dogs, and he was fine.
I always think he's fine. I think Megan's hard on herself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because as soon as the dog was coming, I was like, calm down. And then I forgot what you called Luca to you. And I go, no, you calm down.
I was like, oh, me. You're right.
Yeah. You started hauling him in. I was like, no, you calm down.
And he's fine. And it's me.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I think because I worry that what if I couldn't control him and he would fire off on a dog. And I honestly, I do trust him more than I give him credit for. And I have to remember that.
Yeah. If it is a little worse if the other dog is spicy.
Yes.
So towards the end of our walk, I saw this dog and I go, oh, this dog has an attitude, as he was coming towards us. But it's nice because, Leah's in the front and nothing's going to happen because we're there. So that's always a nice walk for you because you're like, oh, my dog gets to do something that he enjoys and I don't have to worry because we have Leah back up.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I said, oh, pull over. And then as soon as the dog, you stood in front of him and he was fine. And then I was like, okay, move forward because the dog had passed. And he's,
yeah.
What was it? A little
husky
thing?
mix. Yeah. Yeah.
A little spicy.
Well, I have to
dog.
remind myself to not be a psycho. That was what you told me in last training. Because I can be. I just get nervous. I react before Luca does, and that's my problem. That's a me issue.
Yeah, I mean, he's huge.
Yes.
So it's not even, Raven's 50 pounds. If she pulls a little bit on the leash, I don't even feel it, right?
I know.
And
nice.
If your dog is 130 pounds and there's a little bit of leash pressure just because they're not exactly right by your left-hand side, it's so much more significant than if you have a regular sized dog. So, and man, it's so important, I think, when you have a giant breed or a Mastiff type of dog to just do exactly what you're doing, Megan, and pick your activities wisely. If you're comfortable hiking with friends that have well-behaved dogs and that can step in and help out if you just need help stepping off of the trail, because today we saw another dog. A lady was approaching us and she had headphones in and I was shouting at her, "Are you coming this way?" And she couldn't hear me. So she's just standing there staring at us. And I'm like, oh God. Here we are, 3 dogs, 3 people. She's got 1 dog. And I just wanted to know if she was coming so that we could walk past. And yeah, I think if you have a big giant dog, it's more responsibility. And that stinks for some people to wrap their mind around, but it's the truth. You have a bigger dog. It's going to take more physicality to handle the dog, even if you're just training and the dog isn't getting into trouble or doing anything bad. And I think you've really stepped up to the plate on that one. And we talked a lot about leash walks and not doing that as much.
That has been a game changer. My relationship with Luca has been so much better since we stopped the neighborhood walks because they would stress me out, which in turn would stress him out, and it wasn't enjoyable. And so I've done other things with him that you guys suggested, playing in yards, in fields, training with him. And of course, when I'm like, he's awful outside of my house, and then Lori comes and he's perfect, Angel. I'm like, who is this dog?
I just think it's because we're not nervous.
It absolutely. He senses it with me.
Megan, he doesn't like children. There's a child across the street. And I got there. I'm like, oh, man, we're not going to have any distractions. Nobody's going to be around. The kid comes out dressed as a bunny. It was like Halloween time. So here's this furry just riding around on a tricycle. Hi. And Megan's dying inside.
Dying.
Then the mother is on the steps, like just waiting for this large dog to eat her kid.
Yeah.
Yet she never moved from the steps.
Didn't care.
Bless her. So we did that. And then the house down, like 2 houses from you, was having a big party.
People everywhere walking by, kids on scooters. Luca, Angel. Took every treat from you. eye contact the whole time.
Meanwhile, Megan is stroking out the whole time inside of her head.
Whole time. Dead. Dead. Full panic attack inside.
But you're
not inside. It was outside.
It was outside.
But your depression did lift when you stopped doing the neighborhood walks.
Yes.
I was like, how are we feeling today?
Yes. You're like, you haven't called crying in
we
a
would
week.
have
What's
mood
going
checks.
on?
Yeah, I was, because you would hate him too.
Yeah. It was hard.
I hate him.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I was like, what is going on? He's a Great Dane. Aren't they gentle giants? And it's like, well, he's gentle with me. He's gentle with my family and friends, and he loves all dogs.
He's been fine with everybody.
Every dog.
Group class.
Yep. Loves everything. But on a leash, I tense up, I tighten up the leash, and he reacts.
We try.
I know. You can only do so much when you're dealing with my anxiety.
And also, he doesn't jump off the bed because he doesn't have to. He simply lifts his leg.
Yeah, he saunters. Yeah.
And then he lifts the other leg up. He calmly walks into the tub like he was stepping up on a curb.
I'm impressed by Luca because when he has visited us, he's so tall that his chin just goes right on the counter. I mean, he's standing at the counter and his whole face can be where the food is, and he won't touch anything on the counter.
Yes.
I trust him, which is really cool.
Yes.
And he's huge. He's just a massive animal.
He comes up to my shoulder. Like his head is at my shoulder.
Enormous.
It's really embarrassing, actually.
He's all gangly legs.
He's so tall.
Yeah.
And, you know, and to go anywhere on a walk with Megan is to have everybody stare at you.
Yep. The comments. Put a saddle on that dog.
God. Who's walking how?
Is that a horse? Look at that horse. Look at that spotted cow.
The horse, the cow comments.
Every single time.
And you're...
Yeah, you got to do that. Yeah. Who's walking who? I'm like, clearly he's walking me. We see this. We all see this.
You're walking
I
him.
am walking him.
Ugh.
I know.
You people.
Yeah.
I have to give you a huge compliment because you have turned into a master of the long line.
I love it.
Yes, because learning how to manage a long line is not as easy as it looks from the outside. And if you have spent any time with dogs, you probably have gotten a rope burn at some point around your feet. Mm-hmm. We all have. I know you were saying that you had to. And it's hard because if you're holding it and the dog wraps around a tree or your foot or whatever, but as you were walking, you were multitasking really nicely, moving it around to keep yourself safe and to keep him safe too, making sure, because he's so big, if it gets wrapped around his leg and he trips or something, he can hurt himself with the long line. I think people don't realize how dangerous that long line can actually be. And then at one point we were coming down a hill and we could see on both sides. And I said, Megan, do you see any people? No. I said, okay, if he starts to go faster, you just drop that line, because especially if you're by yourself and you don't, and you fall and you hit your head or something like that, it's really bad news. So I just noticed that you just had a really nice way about how you were manipulating the line, and it takes people years to get to that point where they can handle it and watch the dog and not have too much pressure on the line all the time. It's really nice to see. But it's a testament to how much time you spend doing that type of thing with him.
Well, you guys had mentioned taking him into my parents' backyard. So I do that a couple times a week with the long line and practice there where there's no people. It's the backyard. And it feels safe.
Yep, totally. I think that's great. I think that Luca is just such a specimen when you see him. He's impressive, and draws a lot of attention. Just a big old Great Dane. And you don't see a lot of Great Danes walking around. And I think there are a lot of backyard Great Danes, right? Because it can be a tough breed.
Sure.
It can be a tough breed.
Yeah, he's very protective, which is not the worst thing. But again, I wasn't really prepared. And I remember you said, well, you got a breed that's bred to hunt and protect. I was like, okay, all right, then fair enough. Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that size. Anything you wanted to add about Luca and his training journey, Laurie?
No. I enjoy him. I haven't had many Great Danes in the past. I think only one other one, and that was way back when, 2005. So it was nice to see him again.
So what's your attraction to the large breed dogs? Because you've had 3 humongous dogs.
Yes. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. They're just so. I'm always drawn to them. Whether like for other people, I just am always drawn to the large breeds. There's just so much to love. They have the huge personalities to go along with their huge bodies and heads. And it's like having I think because I live alone as well, it's like having a person in the house. He really is. He's like and he's such a creature. And I've always been drawn to them. I don't know what it is. I love them all. Like if I could do it, I'd have, obviously, don't worry, ladies, I'm not doing it. But if I could have another, I'd have like an Irish wolfhound. I just love them. They look like Muppets,
Yeah.
They're so fun.
I have a really good friend with an Irish wolfhound from a really good breeder, and he's an awesome dog.
Yes.
An awesome dog, but bigger than Luca.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The dog is just huge.
I will say all three of my giant breeds all were definitely not food motivated, which can make training more difficult. I'm always so jealous in group class when the Goldens and the Labs are like perfect. And you're like, because they're just staring at their owner for the food. And Luke is like, I don't care.
That's a really good point because you've struggled big time with him and his diet and all that stuff.
Yes.
So getting him on a appropriate diet, and now you're trying to cook him some food so that you don't literally go broke.
Yes. Yes.
How's that going?
Good. Actually, thanks to you. I finally, in about February, switched him to 100% freeze dry raw. And for his size, it's a lot of money per week.
Yeah.
So if I can get some home cooked in him, but he's just so finicky. He'll like it, like the raw food he liked for about a week. I bought all the raw food, and then he decided he did not like it anymore.
Yeah, and it's a lot of money to flush down the toilet
Sure is.
if you go to pick up his bowl and there's a pound of raw food
Yes.
still in there, and you're like, oh my god.
The freeze dry raw is nice because it's shelf stable. So if he doesn't eat it, I put it back and he eats it again at next meal.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Yeah.
He looks really. He looks like he's obviously a good size, but he's not too thin. So I think that's good to see. I would love to be able to get some more cooked food into the repertoire just to make it easier on the pocketbook.
Yeah, and I like cooking for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I like knowing that he's eating good food. Although the freeze dry raw is really good as well. Again, it's like the bags of the freeze dry raw, it goes up to 100 pounds. And so I've had to call the different companies and say, well, what would it be per 130 pounds? They're like, well, nobody feeds their dog freeze dry raw at that. Like, it's more of a topper. I'm like, yeah, he won't.
Right.
Food has always been, that was always a disappointing factor for you too. And that was a major stress.
Yes.
He wasn't eating.
Yes.
He was like, there would be times where I knew that he was running on the thin side. I'd say to Leah, do not say anything.
Yeah.
She was trying to get food into him. That was your
yeah.
stress. In training, there'd be times where he'd readily take the food and other times where it's like, no, I'm not interested. And you can have a toy. Go ahead. Fling it around.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, he's in it or he's not.
100%.
We definitely used leash pressure at times. Of course, we would, use. He's like good with like the freeze dried Stella and Chewy stuff. That's a pretty good reward for him. But he'd have to be hungry.
Yes.
So you wouldn't even feed him before he'd come to class just to get something. So it was really hard to find a reward. That's really the thing.
It is so stressful when you have a dog that's growing and they won't eat. And
yes.
You are not alone. And I think anecdotally, not scientifically, I find large breed dogs to be pickier eaters.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell it is. I think it's also the metabolism sometimes is slower. I think that's the case because a lot of large breed dogs, you'd think, oh, they need to eat a ton of food. But we've known some that, Raven eats more food than a 120-pound Mastiff just because their metabolism is different. And it's hard when you have a dog that's growing and you want to take good care of them and make sure that they're healthy and they're not eating.
Yeah. And the vet, I brought him to Angel. He had an appointment with the dermatology there. They were trying to figure out if it was a food allergy. I think they always kind of go that route pretty quickly, the vets. I spent a ton of money there and on different types of hypoallergenic foods or whatever they call that, which he wouldn't eat. at all.
He didn't like any of them.
He didn't like any of it. Different kibbles. And then, I had blood work done back in February. The vet did a full panel, and she was like, and it was, I think, said and done, it was over $1,000. And she said, your dog has nothing wrong with him. I'm like, so what is it? She's like, it's behavioral. He just doesn't want to eat. So, but I was concerned because the vet was saying his hip bones were showing, and this was an important time where he's growing. So how do you get a dog to eat that doesn't want to? I tried everything. Lately, knock on wood, he's been eating much better, but it's sort of just like I let him eat when he wants.
I keep saying to you, like, Buddha's appetite increased with age.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that now we're turning a corner with him, and he does want to eat.
Who doesn't want to eat?
Well,
it's all I want to do.
I know. It's troubling for me as well.
Yeah, like he walks away like, I'm full. I'm like, there's still food in your dish. Like
Yeah. We're Italian.
Right? I want to feed you. Eat.
We'd get smashed in the face if we left food in our plate. And they ask us why we're fat and trying to lose weight our whole life. I'm like,
blame my Nana for that one.
I've been thick since I was out of the canal. Leah's just like, oh, don't, ladies, don't go down that route.
Oh, and my friend has a lab, and she'll be like, all right, enough, one treat at a time. Because I'll give Luca like a full patty as one treat. And she's like, little bits at a time. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I had a lab, this thing would be huge. It would be huge.
Because she'd be so excited that they're eating the food.
Yes.
Yeah, I have the opposite problem. If I left my dogs alone with a bag of dog food, I'd probably come back and they'd be dead.
Yes.
They'd just eat themselves to death.
Yeah. And Luca would be like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Entice me with something better.
Well, Buddha was the same way. We've had an interesting journey with him trying to figure out different things. And his appetite was always, even as a little puppy, it was kind of hit or miss with the training with treats. And then, you'd put a bowl of kibble down and he'd just eat it with a fork and knife. And then you'd come back and he'd only eat like half of it. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with this dog?
He looked like he hated it.
Yeah. And then I started to cook for him.
Yeah.
And now we mix that food in with his kibble and he eats it like a real dog. He stands there at the bowl and he eats it until there is nothing left. And it makes me so happy.
Yes.
Because I'm like, okay, he's enjoying the food that I'm making.
Right.
And
you want them to.
And the ingredients that I use are really simple. I don't make really complicated recipes for him because I'm worried that he might not like one of the ingredients. And he really hates eating raw food. One time I tried to sneak in I tried to sneak in a little bit of raw food and I put the bowl down and he just looked at me like I was insane and he walked away from it. And I do think it's because he just never ate raw food and he's 7.5 years old. So it's like, okay, I understand that. But I have introduced a lot of different ingredients to him in the past couple of months and I've been so happy. And just being able to put his bowl of food down and he eats it like a real dog and he looks really good. It is awesome.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yes.
So sometimes I think if your dog's struggling to eat, try feeding them real food.
Yeah.
And with Luca, I know that he is a little autistic with the eating because he'll eat the frozen green beans and the frozen blueberries separately, but not together.
Don't mix them. Don't mix the foods.
I mean,
don't mix his foods.
he's like Monk.
He's
the
something.
show Monk.
He's something.
Yeah.
And I tried cooking for him steak, chicken, eggs back maybe 7-8 months ago. Wouldn't touch it. Now he will. So he's, but who knows for how long. So that's why
We're hoping this one lasts.
Yeah. The freeze dry raw has been, and I will say I'm not trying to, there's a huge difference in how he looks, his eyes, his teeth, his coat, eating a freeze dry raw, which is essentially a raw diet. I mean, he just looks good as opposed to my dogs who are on kibble and not to knock kibble. I think it's great. It would certainly save me a ton of money. But I mean, his digestion is better. I mean, Leah, how it was before when he was on kibble. I mean, he's just, it works. I think I like the idea of feeding him food that we would eat.
Yeah, totally. A little different than we would eat.
A little different, especially because I'm vegetarian.
Yeah.
But
you're not eating bone meal powder and organ meat.
Oh,
So gross.
so gross. Although cooking those chicken breasts,
And it has when you just boil chicken breast, baking it's not as bad, but there is just a very particular smell that comes with boiled chicken. You like open up the container. It's like, what is that smell?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just opened up the container of chicken.
Oh, no, I'm buying oven bags and like baking them with a little oil. And
Shut up.
Oh, of course I am. This is what mid-40s, no children looks like.
Yes, what every dog hopes for, a single woman.
Yes.
Whose life revolves around their dog.
Oh, my entire life revolves around Luca.
We got a Christmas card. I was so happy because it was just this woman with her dog, like a collage of pictures with her and her dog in different locations.
I love it.
Smiling.
Yeah.
That was so cute.
Yeah.
Yep. I know. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, we do a lot of dog-related things, and I do think one of the reasons is because we don't have kids, but we do care about our families. I know that you're a big family person. I'm a huge family person. Obviously.
God knows I am.
Sorry.
Mama Rose and Augie.
Yeah, a huge family person. So we're not completely insane or out of touch or anything like that, but it is an important part of our dogs are an important part of our lives. I think it needs to be said. And I'm happy because my dogs get along great with my nieces and nephews. So when they see them, it's fun. And then Reuben and Raven, I introduced to my sister's pit bull, who's about 10 years old, when they were puppies. So I can bring them over, and he loves to be around my dogs. And they run around and play in the yard, and it's like so much fun.
Yes.
But yeah, we can't bring Buddha because we didn't introduce Buddha as a puppy to Gus.
It wouldn't work anyway.
Right. And Gus is like...
Really?
Buddha would just try to hump him, and then we'd all have a big fight.
Yeah. But it's nice to be able to bring your dog around your family. And I know that not everybody can do that. And I'm very careful, like with Reuben, I would never bring him inside with like all the kids and with a lot of commotion and not paying attention to him. But if we go on a walk together or we're just hanging out, he's like, it's nice to be able to bring my dogs around the family, and they're always asking me about them too. So, but yeah, anything else you wanted to add, Megan, about training? I mean, we've done so much together. We've done private lessons. You come to group classes. We get together when we have free time. I'm going to start doing group hikes with people that have trained with me for off-leash obedience, in addition to our group classes, because I did that last year a couple of times and it was super fun. So I'm going to do that a little bit this winter. So we've been renting some indoor space for our group class, doing them outside, and have everybody stand around in the freezing cold can get a little bit difficult, but if we're moving like in the woods and actually on a walk, I found that to be a good wintertime activity. So I'm probably going to send some dates in the group chat.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah. Be on the lookout. It'll be small groups too, just a couple of dogs at a time. But yeah, I think you're doing a phenomenal job, and Luca is a really cool dog, a unique dog. You don't see a dog like him all the time. It's fun to observe. It's always fun to have him in group class when there'll be like a tiny little doodle next to him. We have to put 2 dog beds together just to get, just as a place.
We should put that picture. We have one picture of Megan with Luca. I really like it.
Yes.
It's a good picture. We'll put that on.
Yeah, we'll put that on the Instagram. Thank you so much, Megan. This
Thank
has been
you.
really fun.
And thank you both for everything you've done for me.
Of course.
Lovely walk.
Really.
Lovely walk.
Of course.
Over the year, really, I couldn't have done this and raised such a nice dog without the two of you and your help.
Anytime.
So thank you.
We're all married now.
We're here for you.
Yes. You're stuck with me.
It's just how it goes. Oh, and good luck because Megan's a hairdresser, so holiday times.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be pulling your hair out.
Yeah. Yeah. Waiting for January 1st.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tis the season.
You're busy?
So busy.
Yeah.
So busy.
I'm leaving you alone. Megan cuts my hair, so I'm leaving her alone until...
No, you always get it in.
No, I don't need it, though. I'm trying to let it grow out a little bit. So this is the longest I've gone, like, in between haircuts, just because I'm trying to... And I'm hiding it under a hat. I always have a hat on in the wintertime. And so sometimes I take it off, and I'm like, whoa.
That is a lot of hair.
That's a lot more hair than I'm used to.
It is getting long.
I like it, though. It's nice. It's nice to do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
But my God, hair takes forever to grow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sure does.
Well,
least it's not falling out.
Yeah.
My sister's in the midst of growing out her pixie, so that's been fun.
Ah.
Not a fun grow
I
out.
hate it.
Ugh.
It's literally the reason I won't grow out my hair.
Yes.
I'm trying to get the top a little bit longer, but I can't even fathom. If I could shave my head, I would.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like. It's just so easy. We don't.
Dreadlock it. That's why I'm walking
you
around
ima-
like this.
I don't think I could pull it off. You could. I can't. No way. And it looks messy to me. And I'm so messy anyway during the day, like dog clothes and saliva and spit. And I'm like, well, at least my hair is where it's supposed to be. Yeah. But it's okay. Whatever.
It is what it is.
Figure it out, people.
All right. Thank you
right.
so much for listening to the podcast. If you would be so kind, feel free to like, subscribe, and then share the podcast with your friends. If you're listening on Spotify, it takes 2 seconds. Hit the 5-star rating and review. I try very hard to make these episodes listenable and that the audio is high quality and easy to listen to. We don't do video on the podcast, and that's the first thing that Megan asked me when I just threw it out there to her today. Hey, would you mind sitting for an episode? She's like, are you going to film me? I was like, absolutely not. Yes, I'm down.
I'm in.
Right. So that's why we don't have video here on the podcast, because it makes it a lot harder to get these genuine conversations. And having conversations with owners is so important to me because it makes this show relatable. This show is not just for dog trainers. That would limit the scope of the audience tremendously. So what my goal is to have people on that anybody can learn from, and learning from other people's experience is crucial. It's good to observe. So that's why Megan is here today. Thank you for sharing so candidly. All right. Until next time, Merry Christmas. If we don't get an episode out before the 25th, happy holidays, and ta-ta for now.
Bye-bye.